is so strategic that many Ugandans believe that that's the right way. And the message that we are conveying to the people is just very simple, and they really believe in us. We are now emphasizing people to move away from this seasonal crop that we grow here in the northern Uganda, and that has exacerbated the level of poverty compared to other regions in the country. We really believe that by moving to perennial crops, which is one of the pillars, as you said, of Musevenomics, we are going to achieve a lot. We are going to achieve a lot. And the population is increasing, but land is not increasing. Every year the population is increasing. Every generation you find the population is ever increasing, but that land needs now people who will settle on it and use it maximally. His Excellency the President always talk to people in a very simple term that people could. He wants people to understand him. But if you follow through with these ideas, then you can see that he's also a very visionary leader and a very practical leader. With the time that he has been in leadership, he has, I think, mellowed immensely, that he understands the people of Uganda now very well. And his achievement is great when you come to taking people from poverty to another level. Look, when we started wealth creation, the estimate was that around 68% of Ugandans were in poverty. That is people who cannot afford to eat 2 meals a day, probably even have 1 meal on the table, cannot earn more than $1. That's the meaning of poverty, being poor. But right now as we speak, that statistics have changed. We have about 38%, although we still have 38%, and we still believe that given an opportunity to serve this country, we might reduce that a lot. And that 38% is greatly in northern Uganda, right from Karamoja to West Nile, or from West Nile to through Acholi, Lango, Madi, and Karamoja. But the adaptation and intervention for climate change, the vagaries of the climate change is real in Uganda. People cannot anymore predict when it is going to be rainy and when it is going to be very dry. Especially here in northern Uganda, we experience a very harsh dry spell from January to March. And the intervention now, we are telling people is to plant more trees and shade for their plants of coffee and cocoa. Then the other one is also the irrigation, water for production. We want to increase the number of people who have access to water and machinery to pump the water into their farm, and so that the dry spell does not drastically affect their crops. My message to Ugandans, particularly our citizens here in Gulu City and Acholi sub-region, or even the greater northern Uganda, is for the youth now focusing on hard work. In Acholi particularly, we still have young people, the youth, who start drinking very early in the morning, wasting their life in alcohol consumption and other substances, particularly here in town, But if they move away from the town, in fact, their mindset is still there in the internally displaced camps, the displaced persons camp, IDP. But if they move away from town to where there's land, there's a lot that they can change their livelihood. There's a lot. If they work hard, there's a story that some students graduated from Makerere. Instead of celebrating their graduation, they asked that money to be given to them. Why should people drink freely, eat freely? They asked their parents to give them that money. And they went deep into the village. They started cultivation. And at the end, the first year was a bit challenging. But at the end of 3 years, they had enough money to come back to the city and enjoy like any other person who has got a white-collar job. If people believe that a white-collar job is what gives them more money. There's more money in agriculture sometimes than the white-collar job that people are expecting. If you look at the PDM money that is being given to the people, it's also the people, the leaders, that have to clarify certain things to the Mwananchi so that they can be convinced that it is good to get this loan or this money. It is a revolving fund, and you invest it in a certain way, and when you get your profit, you will be able, in fact, you will have increased. Having access to it, you would increase your production capacity. If you had 5 acres, probably you can even hire more land or get more land and put it into production. There's quite a huge land that is not being used, put into production. Land is supposed to be for production. Once you invest, you use that money as an investment into an enterprise that can increase your income, then you're able to repay back the money and still continue doing greater things. The leaders must explain to them. Yes, you must explain. You must continue engaging, interacting with your people, and explaining the opportunities that are available. But also we have the negative people who decampaign. If you are to have a talk show because of freedom of speech, everybody is free to say what he wants to say, and the opposition could oppose whatever the government wants to do, but then we also have the progressive opposition. When something good is being done, they would also accept the good things. One time I was attending a president's rally somewhere. I said, sometimes people may not understand who Mr. Museveni is, but at least when it comes to program, he appreciates those who think he has thrown at them smoked meat, mukalu, smoked meat. But sometimes when you throw a smoked meat at a dog, it will first run away. But later the scent will bring it back to eat that meat. And that meat is now what we are doing, like giving the PDM to the people. We are engaging them in wealth creation. At first we were in the distribution of improved seeds and seedlings, and even breeds of animals for milk, etc. And poultry and so on. So these were something to make people get those high-yielding, high-income turned from their investment. With time, when all these services are put to use, we revive our railways. We turn these airport for both military and civilian use. I think that this is another gateway to other parts of the world. The challenges is when the weather maybe is not favorable in Entebbe for plane to land, they can even land here in northern Uganda and then you continue by road. It's practical. We need more investors to come to northern Uganda. Seedlings were given, people have invested, but also quite a number of other entrepreneurs come to Uganda to buy the produce from, say, Acholi and northern Uganda. Well, we are grateful to our brothers in Lira who have more industries than Gulu, because whatever is produced here, the offtake goes to Lira. And from Lira, we get a lot of oil, vegetable oil, and even flour, and so on and so forth. But we are also able to see that people are feeding better. People are feeding better in Gulu and in the entire northern Uganda. My brother, when you look at mechanization vis-a-vis the old tools, the hoe that people use, how much land will you be able to till in a year? They are limited. But with mechanization, you can open vast land and turn it into for productive purpose, and the yield and whatever is immense. You have seen individuals now owning silos. How many tons and tons of food are they producing? They're in hundreds and thousands of tons. So mechanization is the way to go, but we also need to balance it with the smart agriculture. We also plant more trees as an intervention for the climate change. We must plant more food plants, fruits, etc. The government has established centers for skilling the youth. There's one center right next to my village, Unyama, for skilling the youth. That does not require any youth to have even a formal education. We only urge the people to allow their young people to go there and get some training that they think the individual will be interested in pursuing. For instance, even repair of motorcycle. Does it need somebody with a PhD or a degree or a diploma or Uganda certificate of education? No. Just a little education or even no education. One can still earn an income when he consistently work on that. For instance, we like to dance Bwala dance, and those small drums. How many people can make those small drums? The schools thrive on educating our children to be all around with the culture and so on. So, well, if there can be people who can make the drums, both big and small, for the dance from such a center, we should give them opportunity to come and hone their skills from such a center. Then there's also another one in, is it a National Youth Center in Labora, in Omoro District. That's another very good government project in Acholi. And I think there are very many centers like that spread all over the country. In fact, our His Excellency has been trying to encourage almost every constituency to have secondary school and a vocational training school. So if these are implemented, I think we shall have a generation of people who work hard. Now, for those ones who still have that laziness and being in a betting center and so on, let them come up with the idea of what they want. Then we listen to them and we tell them what they should be doing. But if they don't come up with any other idea, they have no other option. But with the time, they will find they are aging and they become irrelevant in the society, or even a burden to the society. And the other place that they will be forced to gain a skill is to have a skill from the prisons. First of all, the people of Acholi are very welcoming people. They are very hospitable people. And if anybody steps here, you will get transformed. Because the Gulu city is a very smart city. They may think that is probably full of dust and so on. You find Gulu city is a thriving and very busy city and very smart. Yeah, compared to other cities and parts of the country I've been to, I think the smartest city is Gulu city. And it is developing at a very, very rapid rate. So fast that every time you come, you just get amazed. You come and get amazed. I thank the administration officers of the local government who have been piloting and working so hard to keep this city as a thriving city. The investors, when they come to Gulu, is a question of how does he get channeled to the right people who can give him, interact with him and find out where are his areas of interest. Because right now, we are appealing to many people here to grow coffee. After growing coffee, where is the market? Where is the processing? We don't have haulers. We need people to come and install such machinery here for hulling coffee. Then we export them. Right in my village, my younger cousin has some animals, and there are some people from the West who are looking after the animals. And they are living there with the community. And this is not the first time. We have been having interaction with the Balalo for very many years. They have been here with us, but their main interest is looking after cattle. And they look after the cattle really with the kind of care that nobody else can give to the animals. They treat it, they get the milk, they look after, they graze it, take it to pastures, make it drink water. It's amazing. I think many people should come, and since there's still some space, and take the space, and because land is actually meant for production. We don't have land that should be just watched and you'll see it there and it's doing nothing. It must be used for some activities and feed the nation. Once again, I want to thank His Excellency for steering this country and having that vision that is taking us to another level, and for General Saleh to be so committed that he has decided to stay here in Gulu and see this revolution that they had started really take root. This is a community that believe in seeing from a leader who is leading him or her. So we welcome the leadership of His Excellency President Museveni and the work that General Salim Saleh is doing here in Gulu. And with all the other leaders, particularly also from the district, who are collaborating with the Operation Wealth Creation very well. For anybody who wants to contact me, you can get me on 0772 879043 or 0752 879043. Just the same number, but the code is 772 and 752 for God and my country.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of